Here is a pattern of cities, a pattern the same in many essentials, yet how different in national essence. London and Paris. From the one to the other, the traveller makes his journeys, and the ways of these are his for the choosing. And someone is going from London to Paris. Some people know all the ropes. Some are new to the game, and though London to Paris should be easy enough, there's this way and that way. No, it's actually our little girl who's going. Well, she's not so little, but she'd never been abroad before, and she'll have to travel on her own, and my wife and I, well, you know how it is. And of course she knows, because that's her business. Well, sir, she could travel this way. Oh, of course it's no business of his, but he just couldn't help overhearing. As a matter of fact, I sent my youngster to Paris the Silver Arrow way, wouldn't you agree? I mean, quite apart from the cost, which goodness knows is reasonable, there's all the rest. The sheer comfort of the trip and the fact that you're looked after all the way. Yes, for his daughter and for quite a lot of other people as well, that Silver Arrow journey on a golden day in September worked out very well indeed. She was one of the factors. She was going to be there every mile of the way. After all, it was comforting for a father to feel that young Susan on her great adventure was to have her seat-guaranteed rail air all the way. And a kinder care within call every mile of her journey. A kinder care which almost collars father as well. Oh, Daddy, darling, my makeup. Her name is Anne. She is hostess, advisor, journey-long dispenser of Silver Arrow's kindly care, which starts as soon as that British Railways electric train has pulled out of Victoria Station. Just to make sure you're all comfortable. Yes, if I might just check your tickets and documents. It's nice to be careful. Some passengers seem to have shed their cares already. Susan is going to Paris. Margate Station, and the first comfortable rail stage over. London to Margate in just 90 minutes. Let's follow Anne as she accompanies her passengers to Manston Airport and the quietly contained formalities before flight. No hustle, no bustle, a moment to relax. Everything all right, my dear? Good. And nice to see you with us again, madam. Yes, your luggage is all safe and going aboard. A young girl is going to Paris. Her newfound friend has been, oh, many a time. This way cuts out that sea crossing she's never fancied, and she's not that keen about the air either, but this way is the shortest and the comfiest of flights. There's always a first time, especially with a seatbelt.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Silver City, I'd like to welcome you on board.
The eternal thrill of being off, and in the best of hands. now sets the wind for France. A comfortable feeling of being cared for, of being cushioned by the companionship of experience. But this passport has certainly been about a bit. And short though this flight may be, only about 20 minutes, Silver Arrow hasn't forgotten those duty-free cigarettes. Oh, I remember the first time I ever went to Paris, and how I envy you, my dear. Why, I was just about your age, I suppose. In Paris, it may seem to change here and there, but the things you're going to see, they're changeless. From the Grand Boulevard to Sacré-Cœur upon the hill, the hallmarks of the city are its own. Its old and traditional temples of gaiety, like the Moulin Rouge, join in easy company with the new. But after the nights of Europe come their mornings, when the practicals of the city reassert themselves, and contrasting realities are to be faced by the light of day. A journey's end, oh, so very much the same in essentials today as, say, 40 years ago, when the journey itself was quite an ordeal. So many things for her to remember, so many of her memories soon to be realities for her young friend. See, we're almost in.
May I have your attention, please? In a few minutes we'll be landing at Le Touquet. Will you fasten your seatbelts and extinguish your cigarettes, please?
Just 20 minutes from Manston to Le Touquet Airport. Let Silver Arrow cope with the luggage while you travel light, with time to glance at the comfortable yawn of one of Silver City's many air ferry planes, which carry countless cars and their owners cross-channel every year. The Silver Arrow. French railways now to Paris. A seat for everyone, and an unworried time to relax for a moment in the French sunshine. But for Anne, with her young care, only the briefest moment, because other passengers are her care as well, even though each and every one of them has already been comfortably installed. Look, I'll lead the way. Streamlined, non-stop special starts on the dot. These new Continental export cars are awaiting their Silver City flight to Britain. But maybe these wouldn't greatly interest a young girl going forward with Paris in her heart, and wonder in her eyes, and all nervousness departed. Now Susan feels completely contained and at ease. And maybe she feels almost French, and dear Daddy seems very far away. Bless him, of course. But after all, this isn't Wimbledon, but France. And when in France? Out there is France flashing by, smooth and fast, and really getting there. And barely 2.5 hours to Paris, the Silver Arrow. Look, we're almost there. Yes, Susan, there's Sacré-Cœur, a glittering crown upon the summit of Montmartre. And it's all been so quick, so comfortable, so easy that she hardly needs... Well, perhaps she does. After all, this is Paris, and its famous gateway of the Gare du Nord on the dot. The hustle, the bustle, the strange new smells of journey's end. For somewhere a familiar face must be waiting. Ah, yes, there he is, Monsieur Rambert. Ah, la petite Susan, comment ça va? You have had a good journey, hein? Oh, lovely, monsieur. Thanks so in such a great measure to the girl in the blue uniform. It was nice to feel that she was always just there, and nice for her to feel another good day's work done. And that's the way it went for my youngster. And for these two, it's clearly the way it's going to go for theirs. Nothing left now but the formalities. We rather think we'll decide on this route. And very well advised they will have been, because, after all, you see, it's not only the price, which is no more than second-class rail and boat fare, but there are all those other advantages too. The certainty of your seat, that guaranteed seat from city centre to city centre. And it's a comfort to know that there'll be no great crowds, no mad scrambles on quaysides and railway stations, no special reservation charges. Your Silver Arrow fare is completely inclusive. London to Paris, Silver Arrow. There's no smoother journey, no other way quite like it. It is, you see, unique.